Here's a look at today's top stories. The environmental group Extinction Rebellion opposed the $20 billion tech frontier mining project this morning during a protest. The protest took place outside of the building in downtown. Extinction says that the mine will produce 4 million tons of greenhouse emissions every year for the next 40 years, adding 20% additional oil sands pollution each decade. Those against the project say it could bring $70 billion in government revenue over the next 40 years. On the other side, extinction groups fought the climate change action and hopes for helping the environment. The coronavirus now has a death toll of 17 and has spread from China to North America. Airports around the world, including Toronto, Montreal, and Vancouver, are checking passengers arriving from China for signs of the virus. As the number of cases rise, so do concerns of an outbreak similar to the 2003 SARS outbreak that killed 800 people.
Raynaldo Suarez joins us live from the SAIT newsroom. Raynaldo, what exactly does this fund do?
Well, Amy, a conference on Indigenous participation this morning in Calgary was focusing on ways to get more engagement in Aboriginal communities. During the conference, Premier Jason Kenney announced that the Woodland Cree First Nation will receive more than $187,000. The money will help support the nation after it lost the Big Tech Resources project.
Very pleased to announce today that the first recipient of financial support from Alberta's Indigenous Litigation Fund is Alberta's Woodland Cree First Nation.
The Indigenous Litigation Fund is a government commitment to help groups with Indigenous memberships voice their support for resource development. Contrary to what might be popular belief, not all Indigenous groups are against resource development. For many, responsible natural resource development presents an important economic stream to keep people working and funds flowing to support communities with social and economic programs. The conference comes just days after Teck Resources canceled the Frontier Mining Project, which would have brought millions of dollars to the northern Alberta community.
Canada, with 178 billion barrels of proven and probable reserves of crude oil, most of that situated in this province. That energy has a current notional global market value of $10 trillion.
The conference highlighted First Nations involvement in major energy projects in Alberta and gives both partners and investors in future projects the opportunity to meet, engage, and discuss with Indigenous community members.
There's a lot happening in this world and we'll have challenges, but at the end of the day, we're all here for one common goal. We want to work together. We want to be part of our economies. We want to support each other.
Teck says the $20 billion project was canceled due to climate change concerns.
Let's check in with Raynaldo Suarez with the weather.
Thanks, guys. Earlier, it was mainly sunny with a few small clouds here and there, and now it's completely overcast. But we're sitting at a current temperature of 6 degrees, which isn't bad overall. We're on par with what the temperature was like last year. I'm just happy that it's nowhere near as cold as back in 1971 when it was a bone-chilling minus 42 degrees. The recorded all-time high was 14 degrees, which is much more reasonable. The temperatures this week have fluctuated quite a bit, and next week they will be pretty mild. We also do have a severe wind warning, but more on that later. Eloise?